This is Judy with paperpalmtree.com, and this is the card I have to share with you today. This is done with a new stamp set in the annual catalog called Fabulous Flamingo. So let me show you what supplies I used with this. Alright, I have a piece of crumb cake cardstock, and this is cut at 8.5 by 4.5, and we're going to score that at 8.5 by 4.25. We'll score it at 5.5. I'll put those dimensions below. I also have a piece of Blushing Bride, and this is cut at, let's see, 4 inches by 5.25. I have a piece of glossy paper for the stamping, and that is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I have a piece of copper foil that I have cut with an oval framelit. Excuse me. And I have the step-down size for the stamp set. And, of course, the stamp set itself. So let me show you. So I am using these 4 stamps from this set. And it's a solid piece. It has detail and detail and then detail on the legs. So there's 4 pieces to this. Now with the longer one, I did not have, I'm going to set those up there. I did not have the block that is recommended on this, and at the bottom of each stamp set shows you which blocks it uses. So it looks like this is probably on a E block, which I don't have. So let me show you what I did to get this created, because I didn't have anything long enough. So I took a pad of paper, and I've just put some washi on that to hold it. And I'm going to use that kind of like what the positioners that are out on the market are, and I was trying to make my own. So if I do like right there, I can press down on this and see how the stamp set sets up there. So I put, I'm going to do it lower, but I put this on the pad of paper and position this where I want that to be, and I'm trying to get his leg somewhat straight. Okay, so the 2 ink colors I've used is Blushing Bride and Crumb Cake, and I love these 2 colors together. I think they're really pretty with this stamp set. So I did this bigger one with the legs in the Crumb Cake. So I'm going to close this up and press that down so that it well, it held on to the paper. I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to go right there again. And I'm going to cut this out with an oval. So if it's not perfectly lined up, I can straighten it up with the oval. So I took my ink pad and did it on the back side like this. And you want to make sure it gets, you know, completely on there. And I'm going to wipe that off just so that the ink doesn't get on the paper anywhere else. And close it up. Let's see, I'll line that up again. And press that down. Get a good press on it. And I did not get it so close on there, so let me try that again. I got it that time. Yeah, that got it that time. Okay. So I'm going to take that off. Now, because I have the block sets that will work on these others. So the next color I did was the solid. I'm going to close that ink pad up. I did the solid body of the bird, and I put that on a D block. And I'm going to get out my Blushing Bride. Put some ink on there. And I'm going to pull this close to me so I can line it up, but I'm going to go straight down on top of that. It's hard to do on camera, but if I pull it close enough to me, I can get it. There it is. I love those colors together. They're so pretty. Okay. And I'm going to do the next stamp has the feathers. This is a little more detailed. This glossy paper will absorb the ink into it, so it kind of evens it out. So once you stamp it, sometimes it looks a little blotchy, but the inks will even out. So I'm going to again pull this close to me. Go right on top of what I just did. There we go. And the last is the legs. Pull that close to me. And that goes on there lightly. All right, now, one thing that I did do with this is I took my aqua painter, see if I can find it, and I can smooth that out just a little bit, you know, where it's just not quite on there, lined up, you know, on there quite where I want it. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a I don't know, archival ink, and I just want to do just a little bit of an eye, because I didn't want the really dark on this. Let me find where this beak is and where the eye is. So right about there, just a little bit of an eye. Okay, I'm going to take this to the Big Shot and cut it out with my oval, and I'll be right back. And there we go. Isn't he pretty? I still think I want to take some crumb cake and go along the bottom of that a little bit, so that doesn't look so pronounced there. What did I do? There we go. There, that's a little better. Smooth that out just a little bit. Maybe a little bit right where the legs are. There, I like that. Okay, the last thing I did on this one is I took some Wink of Stella, and this is a brush glitter pen, in case you've not heard of it. I think everybody has it, but you can get this online on the Stampin' Up! Products. And in the barrel of that, you're supposed to push it right there to activate the ink to come down. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. And so on him, I just brushed a little bit on the back of the body of where the feathers are. So just a little bit. And I know that's probably not going to show up on camera, but I can see it. Here we go. All right, I think he looks good. Or she, whichever it is. And I did this sentiment, comes in the stamp set. It says "Tickled Pink for You." And so I just made a little banner thing. So let me get out crumb cake. Put it on my H block. Ink it up. And I'm going to go as close to this bottom corner as I can and make it level. Right there. And there it is. my snips. And I'm going to go straight across the top of this. You could do this on the trimmer, but I'm just going to do it this way. And right about there. Straighten it out just a little bit. So I'm going to flag it at the back, at the side. So I'm going to go straight up in the center and then come in on both sides that way. There we go. All right, so let me get out my scoreboard and we'll do the base of the card. Usually do that first. I don't know why I didn't do it, but anyway. So I've got the crumb cake on there, and because this is cut at 4 1/4 this way, I'm making this a top fold. I'm going to score it 5 1/2. And we'll fold it and burnish it with a bone folder. And let's put this card together. Okay, so let's put the Blushing Bride down. Make sure that's on the top fold. There we go. And then our copper oval. Place that in the center. And then the Flamingo. And then the last, I put the sentiment on with dimensionals. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but the colors are starting to meld in there, and where I did the Wink of Stella is starting to come up a little bit too, so I know that's hard to see on camera, but I can see it. Okay, there's our card, and on the sample card I did an insert because this crumb cake is a little bit dark and wanted the white in there, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, if you'd hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. So until next time, bye.